Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are we? Hello. How's it going? Hi, Adam. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Justin. How are you? Hi, Iron Diamond Man. How are we doing? It's my aborted t-shirt. I wish it glowed in the dark, but it doesn't, which is upsetting. Hi, Dyslexic Penguin. How are you? How's it going? Hi, Ale. Good morning. Hi, Jonah. How are we doing? Welcome to the Metal Monday stream. I'm tired today. No, Dyslexic. You know these Metal Monday streams are for chill vibes. We'll be doing Amnesia next week. I have got my birthday stream on Wednesday, but we're doing something else. Hi, Wolfson. Oh, I'm so happy that you love it. That makes me very happy. Hi, Tom. How are we doing? Welcome, welcome. Dude, look at all of the packages behind me. You can kind of see it. There's like a massive box like right there, and then all of that stuff. That's all for the metal unboxing, which I have to do this week. Lordy. There's some awesome videos that I'm planning for this week, and I'm very excited. If you're new to the stream, don't be shy. Say hi, where you're watching from. I've got my coffee fee here, nice and hot. Did y'all have a good weekend? Listening while on the punching bag? Nice. I'm happy that I can be a part of your workout mix. Oh man, I need to get back into working out. You finished Amnesia last night, dude. So I was thinking about it, Dyslexic, and I was like, I am so gonna replay Amnesia. Put a hit it Tom here and there, please. Hit it hard, Tom. I'm probably going to replay Amnesia at least 1 or 2 more times after this round because I'm like in love with that game. I was starting to look at Outlast because it's $3 right now on Steam on sale, but I don't know. I've got so many other like horror games I kind of want to play. Hi, Haunted Entity. How are you? On your way to work? I hope you have a wonderful day. You can play Justine DLC. Yeah, so I've been thinking about Justine. The Bunker I can play because that's on Game Pass. I don't know. There's so many different things. But Outlast seems cool, but it looks scary, girl. Well, scary. And, you know, sometimes I just want to be cute and, like, not be scared all the time, you know? Although I'm so surprised that we haven't seen, like, one of those monsters yet in our Amnesia journey so far. But, you know. I've got the birthday stream on Wednesday. That's going to be fun. So make sure you join for that because that's going to be a 4-hour adventure from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. U.S. Central Time. You can throw me on while you're working out. You're cooking, you're working. And we're going to do cake and a Q&A, some gaming. It's free with the original game, and you have to play it in one sitting because it doesn't save. Oh, damn. I heard Justine was only like an hour long. Like, it's a pretty short little shindig. I know. My 27th birthday is on frickin' Wednesday. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it's like mid-July already. Like, I have to start planning for the holiday season next month for the channel, and I'm like, oh god. Because Moshtober is pretty crazy, and I was trying to think of like, I want to do a giveaway for Cult Miss, and I'm trying to think of like what I want to give away. You know, I've got some ideas. But I'm like, do I want to go with like one single expensive item, or do I want to go with like a multiple item box thing, you know? Hi, Wicket. How are you? Good morning. How was your weekend? Did y'all do anything last weekend for the 4th or anything? I finished the 3rd Pirates of the Caribbean last night. Pinched fingers. I actually remember seeing that movie in theaters. They just don't make movies like they used to. And I can't believe that the Pirates of the Caribbean, like the 3rd movie, it's like $300 million to film. That's more than all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies combined. Isn't that insane? And Orlando Bloom gets to be in both franchises. What a G. Oh. So, yeah, I tried to do... You autographing an item would be great. An autographed item would be a good idea. Okay, I'm going to write it down. Because I've been trying to think about some stuff that I could do. Just another day of work. You worked the weekend? Autographed item. I mean, I get so much stuff sent to me from like several labels and whatever, so I could kind of put some overflow stuff away into that box. Work is overrated. Oh god. Cult Miss giveaway box. Anyway, yeah, I could autograph some stuff. Maybe put some of my music in there. Because I got a couple albums. Although I did promise physical copies to some of my Patreon people. It's so warm here. I didn't do anything on the weekend, just trying to chill. It actually was really quite nice this weekend. The humidity's been down, and we've been getting a lot of like thunderstorms at night now, which have been like kind of cooling off the place. So I was still hot like all weekend, girl. I was like barely able to sleep last night. I was like, oh, sticky. So I don't know. I'm like ready for summer to be over. I think that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for like crisp mornings. Just like a nice, cool, foggy morning. Work is lame. Door dashing here is a slow Monday morning in Kansas. Oh man. I forgot. Yeah, you do DoorDash. I bought your stuff on Bandcamp in high res. Oh my gosh. Iron Diamond. I love that. Thank you. I know I had somebody buy like $40 worth of my music on Bandcamp. Was that you? I'm a little peeved because CD Baby doesn't do distribution anymore, and that's like where I had my physical copies of my albums. So now I have to figure out who, like, if I want to reprint any of my old stuff. Oh my gosh, it was you? That's so cool. You are amazing. And I love you. That was very nice. You are so wonderful. I need to, like, I'd like to reprint that stuff, you know? But we'll see. We'll see. So. Still, I'm probably going to be playing some of my music. Probably meaning definitely playing some of my music on Wednesday. Some new stuff from my record. I've already played a couple songs off of my new record, like on my channel. But, you know, I don't want to spoil too much. I want some things to still be a surprise. So at least YouTube can't copyright that, girl. Yeah. So the latest in my YouTube copyright journey, I feel like I'm getting copyrighted left, right, and center for things that don't even make sense. So first it was fart metal, and then it was like, I probably mentioned it. I don't think I did. It just happened recently, but I did a video before my metal journey last year where I reacted to a wife swap episode, and it's been up on my channel for like a year, like 300 something views, and all of a sudden it gets copyrighted over the weekend by a TikToker. Like, it was the weirdest thing because it wasn't copyrighted through like YouTube. It was like YouTube copyrighted my content from TikTok and being like, this is from a TikTok. And it was 2 claims, and it had the exact links of the videos from this TikToker. And all it was this girl who was reacting to the entire episode of Wife Swap that I also reacted to. But she was doing it in several parts because it's obviously TikTok. So they were like, oh, you like stole her video. And I'm like, girl, we both just watched the same damn episode of Wife Swap. What are you talking about? Like, I didn't use her. She didn't use my footage. We both are just... And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And I was going to dispute it. And then I was like, you know what? It's only got 300 something views. I'm just going to delete it. Wife Swap, I stopped. Bad trainer. LOL. It was like the God Warrior, Tom. It was amazing. It's pretty funny. Hi, Squashed Eyeball. How are you? You loved my EP. You have some strong pipes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I feel like my voice has gotten so much better as I've gotten older and like matured. The front part of my freaking brain. It's like so silly. But yeah. Rush's team took down a 5-year-old clip I had of my playing a snippet of their Cool as Vinyl. I got to show off how cool it was, and they douched it up. Like, what the hell? It was, oh my gosh. Damn. Yeah, YouTube's been, I don't know, sometimes it's just weird. Sometimes their copyright is just weird. Their guidelines don't make sense, but then sometimes they do. And I feel like a lot of nuclear blast stuff that I've been posting has been fine. It's been like passing the radar. I was on Instagram, huh? Damn. Yeah, Instagram's weird. I haven't had anything get taken down on Instagram yet. And I like did that. I posted like a Queensryche reel that was also like a short. And I used one of their songs and I have not had any issues. So it's really weird. But I'm excited to play music. I just have to figure out how to record my vocals in my house. Because I don't, it's a little too like echoey and reverby in here in the studio. So I want to do it in the closet. Where Spooner also sleeps like all the time. So we'll see. We will see. But just do it black metal style. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna start doing some more like vocal experiments of some vocals I hear in metal songs. Cause like there's a couple stuff that I heard in the Cattle Decapitation record that I could do. And same with Arch Enemy. It just some of these metal artists though, they like really sing like way higher than my register could ever get, because I'm definitely like a strong alto. I can get up there, but it's rough pickings because I'm a belter. But like a I don't know, a low belter, I guess you could say. Not to be gross, but like sometimes I want to like drink a soda and like record one of my like burps and like drop tune it and put some reverb on it and then just see if I can make that like a metal scream. I've thought about that a couple of times. Don't judge me, but that's probably the best way I could achieve like a real metal scream. Because, I mean, Justin knows from my Cannibal Corpse video, so I just, yeah. What's your maturity level out of 100? 69. Oh, Lord. Dead. I'm sorry. Down-pitched reverb fart. Girl, watch me do that and have, like, Samus frickin' copy it because it's fart metal. So salty. I think that's how it starts, but keep your voice safe. It takes time to build, growling and all that. Yeah. I like my voice a little too much to do the growling thing. Not that, I mean, I don't think I could ever successfully do like the growls, but I think I could do like, because I can belt. So I could do, you know, I don't know. I could sing maybe more like symphonic stuff. Pop metal. But my I don't know, maybe country metal, is that a thing? Southern metal. There's a death metal band recently that had their fans recording audio of them vomiting and they put it in a song. What is that? Where can we find that? They called death metal Cookie Monster vocals. Oh my gosh. Making metal songs from other things. I could do that. Yeah, just don't try no inhale like Ollie from Archspire. Oh god. Yacht metal? What is that? A fantastic power metal vocalist? Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Is something more like power metal. Maybe regular heavy metal, maybe thrash metal. I don't know. Do you know Blood Red Throne? If not, check them out right now. I do not. Puppy metal! That's the other thing I wanted to do was, you know what I could start? Sorry, puppy metal? Let me start. I could take a Spooner howl and like see if I could make that into like a scream. But like basically taking like different sounds and trying to make them into like metal screams. And thrash, you can have normal singing too. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I considered having a metal band somewhat. Hi, Rascal. How are you? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Don't want to listen to that. Vomit is a no-no. Oh, but you'll listen to fart metal, huh, Justin? I see how it is. On Metal Injection or Metal Sucks, I think. Can't remember the name of the band. Let me look it up. You said it was death metal. Oh man, death metal vomit recording. I'm actually Googling this. Get wrecked me. Vomit spell. Death vomit. The F is fart metal. Look, Rascal. That's a whole different rabbit hole. Yeah, burps and farts are funny. Can't deal with vomit though. Oh my gosh, why are you so cute? It's 1 a.m. there? Oh my gosh. Pup sniff, pup bark, pup clawing the floor sounds, pup shaking off water. These are all solid and brutal songs. Yeah, for real. I bet you I could get like a close-up recording of like Spooner like licking himself, like his paws or his wiener, and then I could like find some way to incorporate that too. He's just a loud dog. He's like wonderful and quiet, but like the things that he does are very loud and just like slobbery, because he's just, that's all he is. And I have slobber everywhere, and like really high up on the walls too. It's ridiculous. Fart metal is for those with IBS. Oh god. There is a channel called Man or Beast where they have metal vocalists listen to some animal and some metal vocalists, and the guest has to guess if it's a man or a beast. Oh my gosh, yeah, they had Will Ramos on that, right? Oh god. Do more woos like you did in Risky. Oh. Woos. God, it's been a while since I've listened to that song. Risky, huh? Yes, Will was great on that. And Tatiana from Ginger was on there. Hold on. Am I actually about to like listen to my own song? The woos and Risky. There was that walrus clip where it did suffocation vocals. All is possible in the animal kingdom. It's true. It's very true. Bolt thrower LP in the background. Based. I love the wall that we have back here. All of this stuff is from y'all, except for the Stephen King books. And that's an Iron Maiden puzzle, by the way. Oh god, can I... That's a puzzle, not a record. And then that is a signed... It's a signed record. That's a signed record by Travis from Cattle Decapitation. Walrus has some killer vocals. Oh my gosh. So I was wondering if y'all would want to watch a documentary with me, sort of. I don't know. We could kind of do whatever. I pulled up a Mayhem documentary. It's kind of short. It's only like 20-something minutes. We could watch that, or we could just like watch some random stuff. The Raining Blood vid on YouTube with the animals doing the opening scream is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh lordy. Be careful with copyright though. I checked, it didn't have any copyright. But that doesn't mean the video won't be. Needful Things and Under the Dome are my favorite King novels. Yeah, I have both of those. I want to show you something. Hold on. I can show you more of my Stephen King collection. This is the hard copy of Firestarter that I have. So this one, and then I showed y'all my paper copy, but it's basically, the paper copy looks just like this, but it's black. And then this one, oh, I got it for such a good deal. Well, it's 15 bucks, but still. It's, I got this as a gift. And it's cool because it's a limited first edition, but it's for like it's like the book club edition. So basically, you know, when this first came out, they came out with the book club editions to like give away for free. So it's got the first original cover of it. I've got these little Five Nights at Freddy's guys also on my shelf. I got this from work for free because they came broken into the store, so I have never even played this game, but I thought they were cute. But this is the Carrie book I have. So this was also like a hardcovers rule. So too. Okay, I'm done now. Yeah, vids are sometimes like the actual physical video can get copyrighted, but I think that this one would be fine. Cannibal Corpse's Evisceration Plague was a Disney version cover. Oh god. I have read The Stand. The Stand was intense. It was very long for me. It probably took me about a month and a half to read. Same with It. Both of those took a really long time. Do I want to watch one of my old videos? It's so long. Yeah, I think I have the extended version, the extended edition too. I bought it because I liked the cover of it. The only 2 books of his so far that I have struggled to get through were Salem's Lot and Cujo. So I'm gonna try and reread those. You read research articles and metal archives. It is one of my faves. Yeah, I really liked it. I want to read House of Leaves too. Farm some views on those. Oh god. Well, the thing is like I can cut it out of the stream and post it as a video. So that's always an option. Because that's what I did with that one live performance. Metal Archives. I love Metal Archives. I know that they get some hate, but I'm like, dude, they're constantly adding bands and like there's just so much information on there. House of Leaves just seems like a really, really amazing book, and that's been on my radar for a minute. I haven't read Misery yet. I really want to. Right now, so I just finished Carrie. I'm about to start Firestarter, and then I need to get The Shining under my belt. So I have a really old copy of The Shining, but I don't have the actual like book cover. I just have the hard copy without the sleeve, but it's still old. You're reading House of Leaves right now. It's a thing of its own, but I think you'll have a blast with it. I like it because I think it's like interactive, right? If I remember correctly. And Metal Archives have all what you want. They really do. They totally got me with that black metal troll, dude. I was like, all right, we're literally gonna throw some hands right now with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. But I appreciate it. The Shining book is better, but the Kubrick movie is still iconic. It really is. I love The Shining so much. Am I the only metalhead who doesn't like horror? I find majority of horror movies, books, cliche, predictable. No, you're totally valid in your opinion. I don't do a lot of horror, really. I don't know. I really like Stephen King. I read his On Writing book, his memoir, which was really cool. And I've always just been like a creative writer, so wanted to be a book writer, but mostly just a songwriter. So there's just something about Stephen King that I really like. But as far as like horror movies go, I don't watch them. And I just started getting into horror gaming, which is a whole thing in itself, as Dyslexic Penguin knows. Not really interactive, rather you go as deep as you please. Oh, for the House of Leaves book? Yeah. Recommend you a Stephen King book? I would say you could go, if you want something a little shorter to read, I would read The Long Walk. Or you could read Carrie. If you want something a little longer, that's definitely an iconic horror book that's really freaking good. I would read It for sure. It just for the like 80s vibes in itself. And keep in mind that Stephen King was like hardcore a cokehead, like for the majority of his like best-selling novels. So all of Carrie, Firestarter, It, like he was hardcore into the drugs. So you can kind of tell. And by kind of, I mean you really can. But It is a good read. So, but I also think that The Long Walk is my favorite book by Stephen King, and it's really, really good. Also, if you can read Rage at all, it's also really good. I like horror that is brutal in some way, mostly psychological. Yeah, not many of those out there. I like thrillers. I like psychological thrillers. Those are cool. I haven't read Pet Sematary. That is something I want to read too. Love that accent. My hick accent. Sometimes it's just there. I can't help it. I read Dracula. Yes, my mom told me I should read that book, and I had a copy of it, but then I got rid of it when I was moving. Solid suggestions. It really does have some hints to King's situation. Yeah, I mean, he was just such a good writer back in the day. And if you ever have a chance to read on writing, it teaches you like how to write based on like what he knows, but he's also shared like a lot of his own personal story of how he got started. So it's just cool to hear like how he got started, especially because he was like a high school literature teacher during the day and then worked at like a laundromat factory. This was the 70s until like 11 p.m. after his high school shift. And then he would come home and he had a wife and a like newborn at the time, and he would go and sit in this dank basement and just write for until like probably 4 a.m, get like 2 hours of sleep, and then go back to the high school. Philip, how are you? I'm doing so good. Just talking about Stephen King, my boy. Contemplating whether or not we want to watch one of my old music videos or the Mayhem doc I have. You're from New York City, so we get none of that. Oh my gosh. What part of New York do you live in? I went to New York a couple years ago. It was very overwhelming for me. I went to, I think, is Chelsea a part of Manhattan, right? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I stayed at a hotel in Manhattan and then in a little Airbnb in Brooklyn, which was nice. When it comes to movies, my fave horror is Martyrs from 2008. Such a great movie, but so brutal and sad. Oh no. Yeah, there's actually some really good horror movies that are on YouTube for free right now. If y'all watch the free movies on YouTube, which you should, because they're absolutely worth it. Let's see. They got the Terminator movies. Day After Tomorrow is on here. World War Z with Brad Pitt. That's freaking on YouTube for free right now. And same with the 1976 Carrie movie, which is so freaking dope. I really want to see that movie. Do a vote of what to watch. That's a great idea. Okay. What do we want to watch? Mayhem documentary or old. Okay, I have the poll. And there's a new poll. The first Evil Dead movie. The grainy visual could not be replicated. Oh my gosh. Did you see the new Evil Dead? What is it? Evil Dead Rise? Martyrs left me messed up for a week as well. Oh my gosh. I only ever watched Martyrs twice. Don't think I want to watch it ever again though. I'll have to look this up. Hold on. Martyrs? Movie. 2008, you said? Follows a young woman's quest to seek revenge against individuals who abducted and tortured her as a child. Why do I feel like I own this movie? Why do I feel like somebody sent me this movie? I know I got sent like a ton of horror movies. Torture porn? Oh gosh. Prime has some good ones. Yes, Amazon Prime is like so worth it, dude. I know Amazon gets a lot of hate, but bro, I like Amazon Prime. Prime Video. What know you about Dracula? I don't know much about Dracula. Torture porn. Oh gosh. So in a way, it's difficult to watch. Oh my gosh. Is it better or worse than Cattle Decap Gingervid? Oh lord. Oh my goodness. 59% of you said my old music videos. It's only been 2 minutes though. I'll give it 10 minutes. Do you like Hitchcock movies? I haven't seen any, I don't think. I watched the original I Spit on Your Grave. Oh gosh. Iced Earth. What are they? Oh god. Yeah. I don't know. I think the best horror movie I've ever seen. I liked Poltergeist. I like the classic horror movies. I got to see Megan. Hi, Ajay. How are you? We're talking about classic horror movies, classic horror books. Ah, cross between Iron Maiden and early Metallica, huh? The Thing, yes. No, The Thing is my favorite. Yeah, The Thing is absolutely my favorite. Yeah, I really liked that. Weirdest freaking, like, creature. We can always watch funny cat vids in which cats show the humankind the ways of the feline. Oh gosh. I kind of want to watch one of those videos of like the animal sounds. The husky dog and the thing. Oh god. I just love that they leave it on like a cliffhanger, you know? Oh, and now I'm watching Men in Black. Because all 3 of them are on Amazon Prime right now, just so you know. Also, all the Rocky videos are on Prime. So, I've seen like the first 4. I was contemplating watching the 5th one, but there's only so much Rocky I can take, you know? You loved Megan. Didn't think I would. Robot was a little lame, but passable. LOL. Yeah. I liked Megan. I thought it was, you know, it was kind of cliche in its story, but I liked it. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know, like high school girls in a way with how she was. You thought Rocky 6 was good, huh? It's just like, I didn't like the way that he fought. Like, I really liked how he fought in the, 3rd movie? And I like that he, like, slimmed down and he had Creed, like, teach him the moves. And I was like, finally, he's getting it. He's not just this hard, like, dense rock that's taking freaking hits to the face. Oh. Another horror movie you really liked was Raw. Ooh, that sounds a little naughty though. I don't know about that one. Rear Window in 1954 with Grace Kelly. I also, in terms of like modern horror movies, I liked, what was it? It's on here. The Haunting in Connecticut. I remember that one being pretty good. Trolls. Oh gosh. Also, y'all are funny because, oh my god, we're literally 50-50 on here too. That is so funny. We're like basically 50-50 on the poll for like whether or not we want punk and hardcore on the channel. So, like if I remember correctly, it was like 49 to 51. 51% being no to hardcore and punk on the channel. So, but I had so many of you say you wanted it on the channel, so I'll probably just start like small, you know? Finding trolls in Norway. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm down. I would like to try and find ways to watch, like, you know, more underground horror movies. Or just movies in general. But doing, like, actual movie reactions is a whole other thing. I just like watching movies. As far as To Be Terrorized goes, games does it a lot better. Yeah, gaming horror games, definitely playing horror games immerses you a lot more. So that's why I'm like kind of thinking about Outlast, but it looks really scary. And of course it's first person, so it's always got to be first person. But this is true, Iron Diamond. I'm the same way. I love going to the theater, but there just hasn't been much that has piqued my interest. Enough to spend money on like the theater tickets. And especially now they make it like so much easy. They make it really easy to just like rent a movie online now. You know? Oh, I remember Let Me In. I had the book for that. It's about a vampire, right? It looks like the Mayhem documentary is finally winning. We got one more minute. Are you doing the Barbieheimer double feature? I don't know what that is. I get a lot more into horror movies than games, at least if they are good. It's one of the foundations to thrash and extreme metal. Because blast beats started in punk. Yeah. I mean, I'm down. I'm doing it because I know I've got Bad Brains on the docket from Tom. So Morbid Angel also made a documentary about them. That's so cool. Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way, Iron Diamond. A movie theater has to just have, like, if they can have, like, a real menu, like, the Alamo Draft House in Texas was like that. You know, because you get to order, like, real food. They had beer. Recommend so many bands on that post. You did. I mean, I'm gonna get more hardcore and punk. I mean, it was just so 50-50, you know? And there's so many comments on that post that say, like, in support of it. So, like I said, I'll just kind of start small, you know? Just kind of introduce it a little bit, and then we'll get we're getting Tom, you gotta vote. Do some about Bolt Thrower. I love Bolt Thrower. Now it's 51 to 49. Yeah, I think it was 51 for no, right? The last time I checked. So they got the Mayhem documentary as the winner. I'm gonna check it. Which video was it? For the Mayhem thing? Oh, community. Yeah, it's 51% for no. It's basically joined at the hip now. The punk thing, it's a community post. So I basically asked if y'all wanted a punk and if you all wanted punk and hardcore reactions. 51% of you said no. But it was like such a close tie for a really, really long time. And almost all the comments on here are like, yep, I'm down for the punk and hardcore. So I'm down. Cause you know, start small. And then we're gonna get some things. Oh, I've been wanting to see the Ice Cream Man. Did you like that? Those 51% are wrong. Just saying. Get wrecked. Hi, Spoothy. How are you, hun? I think that more genres, more songs, more bands, that never hurts. Yeah. I mean, I'm down. I mean, especially because, like, the Creeping Death show had hardcore elements, you know? It just got to 50-50, did it? I'm gonna reload it. It did. See? That's what I'm talking about. Is it so, like, 50-50? It's so hard. Yeah, so here's the thing. So we'll have it. And then this was our winner, Diacide. It is Diacide, right? I had my Patreon peeps help me. So Diacide won. I knew they were going to win. I was like, it's either them or Atheist that are going to win. So I was going to probably just do like a single song, but I might do a 5-song discography dive. Deicide? Like T. Deicide. Okay. I was like having trouble trying to pronounce it. You won't be disappointed unless you don't have taste. You're our leader. You make the final decision. I know. I guess this is true. I do. But I like having y'all help me with this because it's just me. So I have to, you know, I want to basically continue to do content, make new content that's exciting and you know, have y'all's input, you know. But then they are the most by the numbers old school DM in the poll. Yeah. I mean, people have been wanting me to do Deicide for a while. All I'm saying is Atheist over Deicide. Yeah. I mean, can't wait for the acid bath reaction. It's going to be a fun ride. Yeah. So it's filmed. It is filmed. I just need to edit it, and then I'll be posting it to the Patreon tomorrow. And Tier 1 will be getting a song, and then Tier 2 and 3 will be getting the entire reaction. YouTube will be getting an album review. It's just a special circumstance I have to do with Rotten Records being such a tool. So if you start introducing us to great hardcore bands, I'm gonna have to brush up on my arm flailing. Did y'all see my video? Girl, there's some arm flailers out there. It was pretty fun. I mean, I liked it, you know. Yeah, I just wasn't used to that. 2 Deicide albums here shortly. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Thank you, Adam. Oh, Alex, I got your package. That's that little one right there. The little box. So Alex, if you ever see this, if you're still here, your girl got your package. Mama came through. Correction, Metal Queen, the ruler of all. The Metal Queen will be doing hardcore. It's okay to like the arm flailing. Just from a distance. Yeah. Gotta be careful with some of those flailing arms. Because they'll smack you in the face, girl. Especially if it's a dude. A vote to have album preview when you do a new album. Album preview? What do you mean? Okay. So we're 56 to this, 56% to this Mayhem doc. But first, we'll do the typical stuff we do for this. So, Evil is releasing a new album on July 14th, so this Friday. This is our album of the week. The longer the arm, the more damage. Oh my gosh. So, Evil, The Unknown. This new album, like I said, comes out Friday, July 14th via Napalm Records, who we're partnered with. If you don't know Evil, they are a classic thrash metal band based in the UK. I'll show off this little thing. So I do have their link in my description. I think the album cover is strange, but like in a good way. Kind of makes me think of It. Not It, The Thing. It's kind of a disturbing cover. So that is our album of the week. And then song of the week. This is a smaller underground band called Divine Martyr. They're releasing a new single called oh gosh, where was it? Forever. Independently releasing. It actually comes out today. They are symphonic metal from Indiana. And here's their Bandcamp. This is also linked down below. They don't have their single on here, but you can like check out some of their music on here. And then lastly, we've got our tours. This one's going to be really fun. So just a good summer tour if you're into Anthrax, Black Label Society, and Hatebreed. Bye, Tom. Thanks so much for being here. Anthrax, Black Label Society, and I think it's Hatebreed. Yep. Going on a tour this summer. This is their dates if you are interested. Look, okay, we don't need to have the most massive poster. There you go. So here's some dates for y'all. Oh god, what happened? Don't judge me! Something happened. There you go. Should be a Creator Megadeth show. See metal touring with hardcore. Is Hatebreed hardcore? Or is it... Which one of these bands is hardcore? But yeah, this is their dates. The closest they're coming to me is Dallas, but I don't really feel like going. I'm gonna be out of town when they're here. Hatebreed is hardcore, the biggest in the genre. There you go. Alright, well then yeah, it's like close together then. So yeah. So now that just makes it even better for us to like do hardcore and punk on the channel. So the other thing before we get into this metal mayhem thing, I just bought 70 books off of eBay. What the frick did you buy, bro? Don't tell me they're all like porny mags. Creator or Sodom? That's a tough one. Who did I enjoy more? That's a tough one. God, my music taste is so effed. 1 hour I'm listening to Imperial Triumphant, Behemoth, Archfire, and Meshuggah. Oh gosh. Hi Femme Fatality, how are you? Welcome to the stream. You're gonna go see Cradle of Filth and OKC in October. I may or may not hit that show because Cannibal Corpse and Mayhem are in Dallas October 18th. And I definitely want to go and see them. But that's going to be like, because it's about a 5 to 6 hour drive to Dallas. So we'd have to drive and then spend the night over the weekend and I'd have to board Spoon. So, but I really want to see Cradle of Filth. How did we get 50-50 on the hardcore reaction poll? I don't know. Y'all are funny. I mean, I love it. That's like the closest it's ever been. So then Patreon, we also did a poll. Let me check. I'll kind of let y'all know who our winners were for that. It is a long drive, but you know, it's worth it. Okay. So our winner for our Patreon poll is Dream Theater. So Dream Theater will be getting a 5-song discography dive with 1 song going to YouTube and the rest going to Patreon. You really hoped Biohazard would break in the 90s, but they dropped out of side boof. Send in the bots to break the tie. Oh, Lord. We'll just see. We'll see what happens, you know. I actually can't believe that is 50-50. So much good punk and hardcore out there that even sounds like metal, basically. Yeah, 50-50 is insane. So, but, you know. We'll do some, like I said. Remember the almighty children of Bodom tied with Masto Derp on the poll? Wow, I was lagging. Oops. Yeah. I was actually thinking about that magpie. So, yeah, for all the people that want punk and hardcore, I will deliver. It's just going to be in small amounts. Oh God, really? People don't like to admit that metal and hardcore are sonically similar. They're very similar. Worst band poll? It is not. The progressive one or the death metal one? I've got some very exciting videos though, that I'm working on right now. So aside from Acid Bath, we've got some other bands that y'all desperately wanted on the channel getting done. We've also got some really fun I got a tier list I'm working on. Kidding. Okay, also let's talk about Cryptopsy for a second because they just released a brand new single in abeyance. Announced their first album in 11 years. 90s hardcore basically started to sound like metal. I liked it. I mean, I liked the hardcore elements that I heard in, what was it? Creeping Death. The video was sick. Chris Kells can shoot a video. Yeah. You didn't really like it, Spoothy? I was going to react to it live in the stream because, you know, I was like, oh, I'll just take the L, you know, and have the one song. But I'm going to do most likely a separate video of it on the channel because Nuclear Blast has been chilling with my channel. And this, I can actually share revenue with the label by doing this song. So I'm probably just going to do a separate video of it. Archspire next week, right? Yep. So I'll be filming Tom. Oh, he's not here anymore, but I'll be doing Tom's Bad Brains request tomorrow. And then Dyslexic, I'll be doing your Archspire request as well. So it's just having time to actually do it. Nuclear Blast. They've been cool. So Chris Kells used to play bass in The Agonist? Really? Do you like him better in Cryptopsy now? No Black Brutal Metal Museum? What is that? What is 88? Cool Bad Brains I against. You don't like Bad Brains? What are y'all talking about? I'm confused. I heard Acid Bath. Acid Bath Archive. Who do you work for? Who are you? Acid Bath Archive. I'm looking you up, Bubby. Who do you work for? Who sent you? It's not Ron, is it? Are you chilling? Are we fine? Is everything gonna be fine? Look, okay. We like Acid Bath on this side. And yes, I've got a reaction of them coming. Profiling! Nobody! Okay, good. We're just anti-Rotten Records, so... But not anti-Acid Bath. So... Yeah, we've got... I've got an album review of When the Kite Stream Pops coming out on Thursday, most likely. Jason, good morning. How are you? Okay, do we want to watch this Mayhem documentary? That's all I wanted to talk about, really, on my plan, was the new Cryptopsy single. And yeah, we already did like the album of the week and stuff, so we're chilling if you guys want to watch it. But we'll do Bad Brains. Old video? What do you mean? You want to watch an old video? But they lost in the poll. So, but that's okay. I've got some really exciting things. And so what? Bonus round. Yep, so y'all are a sassy bunch today. Good lord. Will you just want to do both? We can start with my old music video and then get into the other thing. Watch my song get copyrighted, but not Mayhem, or the Mayhem dog. Rhapsody of Fire? I have not. Rigged. No. Oh my gosh. You want to do both? Justin's like, no, I want to watch Mayhem. Okay, we'll do my video first. What do we want to watch? Hold on. Biting in a magic trick. Church's chicken. Oh god. Both sound fun. Oh my gosh. Oh lordy. Mayhem sucks. We can do a live performance. I mean, we could do my music video. We already did Playing with Fire. We've already seen this Devil in a Black Dress thing. Oh god, we could watch the whole thing. What? Who is texting me? Y'all need to like pause for a sec. Vlog video. Okay, we'll do the music video. Here, let me just turn my music off. All right, we're gonna do the music video. We'll do this first, and then we'll kind of brush through the Mayhem thing. Karma is my jam, yo. Oh gosh. Let's see. This freaking thing. Oh god. I kind of want to, so I want to do this as like a YouTube video. So, react to Does Size Matter? I need to like private most of my old videos. Like I was looking at that the other day and I was like, yo. So, I'm going to do a quick like YouTube intro thingy, maybe. So don't judge me. I'm banned. Are you not able to see it? No. So we are going to, hi YouTube. We're going to be watching my Karma music video. Be nice so we don't look insane. We're going to be reacting to my Karma music video as requested from my chat for the live stream. So without further ado, let's just get freaking into it. I'm Left Your Love is your favorite. I think I could play that still on guitar. It's been forever though. Karma D's nuts. We are kind of insane. Yes, this is true. Oh god. Cheering to Kaiya. Why do I have the Rainbow Wheel of Death? Oh, hold on. Don't you even start with me right now. Rip me. Hold on. Maybe I've got to like... Sorry. I'm having... Oh, there we go. Great. Perfect. She just had to load. Kaiya on the mountain. Oh, Lord. We are not crazy. Why is my Wi-Fi not working? I don't understand. Technical difficulties. Do not adjust your set. I'll just give her a second. Experiencing interruptions? Find out why. I know. Shut up. Look, okay? I'm trying. I think I know why. Hold on. Ah, yes. Technology. Let's try this. Hold on. It should work better now. Nope, just kidding. You have to pay the bill. Look, I paid my internet bill. Will you shut up? Look, I'm trying my best over here. I don't know what's wrong. Technology. There we go. Because I had another tab of YouTube open. I swear to God, if I see another rainbow wheel, don't you even think about it. Oh my God. Okay, maybe this is not going to happen. Use the LAN. God. That's okay. Hold on. Let me figure it out. 2 seconds. Your girl's got to do some magic. We got to do some things. Let's see if I can get it working on this other one. Karma. Kaiya on the mountain. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So I just have to, I muted music. We'll go here. Oh yeah, that's my plan for today. You're welcome. So instead, we'll go here. YouTube. It would be very funny if it didn't work, but you uploaded it anyway. Do tell me about it. Should work now. If this gets copyright claimed, I'm literally gonna scream. Also, if it's too loud, let me know. This was all filmed, like, outside the studio that we recorded this album in. So this is my old keyboardist, Jack. And this is my old bass player, Matt. No amnesia in the script. Not on Mondays, bestie. The curtains have been lifted. Sometimes it's a laptop overload. This is me now. I'm wearing like a onesie with wings. God, we were so young. God. One of these days it'll get to you, yeah. One of these days it'll catch up to you, yeah. One of these days you're gonna get what you deserve. 'Cause ooh, karma's gonna come around. And ooh, I loved that dress. Jams. This was such a cool shot though. So this was like a drone footage. We had drone footage from actually one of my first keyboardists that joined the band before Jack. I don't make cheesy music, Magpie. Thank you, Scotch Eyeball. Me too, Justin. There's me looking all fierce. Uh-huh. Look at this fierce look I have. God. I think I was... When did this come out? 2017. So I had just turned... Let's see, I'm about to be 27. 6 years ago? 21? I was 21 when this happened. I love the youthfulness of your voice. I changed the ending, so I have like a different section, a different part that I do. I didn't go as high as I normally do for that. Because instead it does like the guitar solo. It'll come around. It'll come around. It'll come around. And then it does like the guitar solo. So that's kind of what I do after that. But, oh God. This dude, it's kind of insane. Some snow and it'd be peak BM music video. It's like goth country a little bit. Just a little bit. Solo gave me big Tom Petty vibes. Yeah. Justin did like Tom Petty. That's my old guitarist. He's really cool. Come around. Sorry, it probably doesn't sound as good with this microphone. BM Band returns from Lost in the Woods. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's just kind of crazy that that's so long ago. Oh yeah, I forgot that that is copyrighted by CD Baby. On behalf of Sunvolt Records, which is the record label I created for my own music. That's hilarious. But apparently I still get the rights to it. So, you know. Wants bogus stars like Demi Lovato. Boof. She used to be so freaking pretty and talented. If you actually get copyrighted, you know, bestie, I know this music video is copyrighted. See, there she is. There's the claim. And it's because I registered it with CD Baby, and this is the fake record label I made. I named my band Kaiya on the Mountain after Fire on the Mountain, this restaurant that's in Portland, and they sell wings. They're like a wing place. And we used to go there all the time because they do like cheese curds and I don't know, they were dank. We would go there all the time, and if you saw, if you stalked some of the stuff I did from before, you would know that I had Kaiya originally. As I was thinking of like band names, I was like Kaiya, and I was like, ooh, so we just picked Kaiya on the Mountain. I won't put it past YouTube shenanigans. Yeah, they definitely would, copyright it. But it's fine. I don't care. If I share it, you gonna sue me? Sue this or share this song? No, go for it. You may share it. A name with a cool story. It's a good one. So, okay, well now we'll watch this Mayhem thing. You want to? It'll come around. It'll come around. Yeah, because I'm going to play some music for the birthday stream on Wednesday. So we can have some fun there. Are we ready for this? Another one. Another one what? Do you want the Mayhem one? I don't really have another thing for myself. I mean, I have a couple live performances. So, oh gosh. We ready for this Mayhem doc? I wrestled a bear once. Oh god. I wonder if this is like... Yeah, see, it's only got the copyright claim from the audio library, so it's like fine. So I'm excited to watch this. That's the Sloppy Clav song. Get together for game nights. This is just like a YouTuber that did one, but I figured we could watch it. It's only 30 minutes, but we can watch a shorter one. I could find a shorter one.
Black metal has become one of the most talked about, controversial subgenres over the last few decades. Its history is so long, rich, and confusing that even trying to dissect the genre as a whole is a task that many music journalists have failed at. But there is one man that has so many ties to the genre and such an influence on the music that merely talking about him and the band he was a part of is a crash course into the history of black metal itself. This man was Eystein Aarseth, otherwise known as Euronymous. He was the co-founder of the Norwegian band
Let me know if the
known
volume
as
is
Mayhem,
okay.
a notorious group that had an intense influence on the scene as a whole, and he perfectly encapsulated the absolute insanity that some of these black metal icons took part in. His extreme antics, nihilistic nature, and abrasive persona made him stand out like a sore thumb in a genre that was already pretty intense to begin with. All of these elements would eventually combine to a shocking conclusion in 1990.
So I wanted to watch this partly to learn more history of Mayhem, but also because I'm doing a Satanic Panic video that I'm researching for. You can't hear it over your AC unit? Oh my god.
3, when Euronymous was killed by his own bandmate. But we have about 1,000 other crazy things to talk about before we get to that point. So strap in and join me as we have a look at the insane life of one of black metal's biggest icons.
Varge is a whole meme in itself.
On the 22nd of March,
oh my gosh!
1968,
I just realized this was posted on my birthday in 2020. That is so funny. Almost to the day, like 3 years to the day almost.
Eystein Aarseth was born in Egersund, Norway, a small town in the south that had actually been broken up and divided 3 years prior, meaning that the population of the town he grew up in was only around 3,700 people.
What?
Very little is known about his childhood, as is the case with many black metal musicians, but what is known is that Aarseth rebelled from the conventional norms of his small town from an early age, and he was inspired by other metal bands, like many of his contemporaries. One of these bands was an English group known as Venom, based in Newcastle. Venom was also trying to escape from the conventional norms that they felt trapped in, but instead of breaking away from society, they were actually trying to break away from metal itself. They wanted to take everything up a notch, from their sound to their imagery, and that's exactly what they did on their sophomore album, released in 1982, which was actually called Black Metal. It was an 11-track album that was filled with satanic imagery, shocking lyrics, and louder, more extreme production that would prove to be hugely influential to thrash metal, extreme metal, and of course, black metal, even lending the name to the genre. A 22-year-old Euronymous, desperate to rebel and do something similar, would be hugely influenced by this album and would cite it as one of his main inspirations for starting his own band with some friends in 1984.
Euronymous was the one that died, right? And Varge was the one that killed him?
called Mayhem, which was derived from a Venom song titled Mayhem with Mercy. And it was started by drummer Shekel Monheim, who simply called himself by his second name, bassist Jorn Stubberud, otherwise known as Necrobutcher, and Astein, who played the guitar, and originally called himself
Venom.
Destructor, but later changed his name to Euronymous. These three would have a rocky few years at the beginning,
I should do a Venom
with a number
reaction.
of different vocalists that would make some of their earlier releases inconsistent but interesting nonetheless. They would attract a small but loyal underground following and perform at some local venues, but the most important thing they did was build the foundation for what Mayhem were to become. It was only a matter of time before everybody in Norway was talking about Mayhem and black metal in general, although this wasn't necessarily a good thing.
Hi,
in the
Dorado.
beginning, Mayhem performed covers of songs by groups that they were inspired by. In an interview with Necrobutcher, he claims that they were essentially learning the instruments as they went, and that their sound was closer to punk than to metal.
So does Mayhem have any original members, like, still left in it? Because I know they're going on tour with Cannibal Corpse.
Not yet found their dark sound, and this boils down to inexperience and their vocalists. On their first demo, Euronymous was their lead vocalist, but after it was released, they decided to search for some session vocalists to improve their sound. The two that they found were Eric Billy Norheim, otherwise known as Messiah, and Sven Erik Christensen, otherwise known as Maniac. Norheim practiced with them multiple times, but only played one show with them in 1985 before eventually quitting to focus on other musical endeavors. Maniac, on the other hand, stayed with the band for a few years and was their lead vocalist when they recorded their first EP in 1987, known as Death Crush. This 7-track project definitely had darker undertones than most metal records at the time, but it was only a glimpse into the shocking music that Mayhem were truly capable of making. While some of their lyrics were dark and satanic, the instrumentation was a bit less abrasive, and the imagery was a bit more low-key and toned down, but the EP was still very raw. In the book known as Black Metal, Evolution of the Cult...
And who is Necrobutcher? Bassist. Have been with the band since Dead was the vocalist.
By Dale Peterson, Monheim stated that the sound technician they worked with had never recorded music that was this heavy, and basically didn't know how to record it properly. This also meant that the music was not mixed, and that nothing was overdubbed. Today, this would be a cardinal sin in the world of music, but in this case, it actually helped the record sound more raw and authentic, and it made for a pretty decent death metal EP that sold around 1,000 copies in Norway. Still, despite their sound being dark and controversial, they hadn't pushed the envelope enough, and still hadn't developed into the full-on black metal band they were to become. Before that would happen,
the Pink version is the best version of Death Crush.
In 1988, Monheim left the band and was replaced by Jan Axel Blomberg, otherwise known as Hellhammer. Maniac, who had established himself as a competent vocalist on Death Crush, would also leave the band, and his replacement would help change the direction of Mayhem and black metal forever.
A man named Dead. What a name.
In 1986, an introverted 17-year-old from the south of Stockholm, Sweden, started a band known as Morbid. This man was Per Pelle Olin, otherwise known by his pseudonym Dead. Morbid only released one demo with Dead, known as December Moon, released in 1987, but this was more than enough to showcase the potential that Dead had as a vocalist. His voice was dark and menacing, even at 18 years old, and even though this 4-track project was basically a raw experiment as opposed to a polished piece of work, it was more than enough to show what Dead was capable of doing.
Necrobutcher left after Dead died. I'm getting out of the music. Hold on. Just in case.
After this demo was released, Olin felt as if Morbid weren't going anywhere.
I love this photo, though. This is one of the most, like, iconic photos, and I love it so much.
Wanted to be a part of something bigger and more established. His answer was Mayhem. According to Necrobutcher, Dead sent him a package that contained the Morbid demo, a letter containing his plans for the future, and a decomposing rat. Obviously, this was bizarre, but the demo was definitely good enough. They invited him to join the group, and in 1988, Dead moved to Norway and replaced Maniac as the lead vocalist of Mayhem. It didn't take long for the band members to realize how strange Dead truly was. They would reflect on this years later in interviews.
Why was
I'm not sure I knew Pelle, the other Pelle. Dead Pelle we knew very well, and I guess the whole world, which are interested in Mayhem or in black metal in general, they know the image of Dead in Mayhem and his lyrics and what he stood for. But the private Pelle was a strange guy. The first time I met him, I got angry because I'm a kind of light-minded. I'm enjoying life. He did not. Really did not. He was kind of depressed.
No.
I do think that the real Pelle was a great part of Dead, the figure Dead. I do think that, but not in the extreme way. But that was something he just dressed up and became. But he was also that on a regular daily basis. He slept with dead birds under his bed because he wanted to smell death. And it was an image.
Really?
He was looking for death.
Maybe he was like a psychopath-ish. He left dead birds under his bed so he could smell death. That's strange. And he's only like 18 years old. That's crazy.
Morbid and strange he was. His talent and intensity as a vocalist was undeniable, and his dark image played a big part in transforming, or at the very least, emphasizing Mayhem's aesthetic and sound. By the time Mayhem entered the stage with Dead for the first time in 1990, their image had become darker and more intense. A lot of this boiled down to who Dead was as a person. As stated previously, he was obsessed with the idea of death, and because of this, he would harm himself on stage and around his friends.
Damn.
His bandmates and friends did not like this and were understandably concerned, but Euronymous was fascinated by Dead and his antics and encouraged this kind of behavior to continue. According to the people who knew both Dead and Euronymous, they got on each other's nerves quite a bit. There were stories that they would torment each other, fight with each other, and there was even a bizarre claim that Dead had stabbed Euronymous while they lived together. A lot of these claims are difficult to prove.
Thank you so much for hanging out. Girl with no father figure, TikTok boys with no father figure. Damn. I had no idea that he was like hurting himself on stage and stuff, and that Euronymous was like egging him on about it. That's crazy.
But the rumors and stories tell us that these two did not get along, and that Euronymous was usually the main aggressor in their disputes. It got to the stage where Euronymous was egging Dead on to take his own life, an idea that he would unfortunately follow through with.
Jesus. Was Euronymous the one that took the photo of Dead after that? And was he the one that tried to do the bootleg thing? This is nutty, dude. And then, of course, this is all, like, happening, you know, during the Satanic Panic, which is not helping.
In 1991, Dead, Euronymous, and Hellhammer were living near the small village of Krokstad in a rural house that was in the woods. As previously mentioned, Euronymous and Dead were getting on each other's nerves, and this home was becoming a difficult environment to live in. Hellhammer stated that Dead just sat in his room and became more and more depressed. On the 8th of April 1991, Dead was left alone in the house and decided to take his own life, leaving behind a bizarre note that said, "Excuse the blood." The note also contained some bizarre statements from a man who was clearly in need of some help. These included statements like, "I belong in the woods, and I've always done so. No one will understand the reason for this anyway. To give some semblance of an explanation, I'm not a human. This is just a dream, and soon I will awake." He was only 22 years of age. Euronymous was the first one to come home and find him, and his reaction was bizarre. As stated earlier, he was obsessed with how dark and morbid Dead was, and to come home and find out that he had taken his own life was actually a pleasant surprise for Euronymous. So much so that before calling the authorities, he went to a local shop and purchased a disposable camera that he used to take pictures of Dead's body. He also allegedly took some of his bones and made necklaces out of them, a story that the band has since confirmed to be true. The next day, Euronymous called Necrobutcher and informed him of Pelle's death. In an interview with The Guardian in 2005, he explained what it was like to get the news. Astein called me up the next day and says, "Dead has done something really cool. He killed himself." I thought, have you lost it? What do you mean cool? He says, "Relax, I have photos of everything." I was in shock and grief. He was just thinking how to exploit it. So I told him, "Okay, don't even call me before you destroy those pictures." Euronymous claimed that he would get rid of the pictures, but he never did, and Necrobutcher ended up leaving Mayhem because of this. This meant that half of Mayhem were now gone, and it seemed as if the band would naturally fade away, but Euronymous had other plans, and if anything, he was only getting started. In his eyes, the death of Pelle was a positive turning point for both Mayhem and black metal. He started to go on a crusade to preach the importance of black metal and what it meant to be a part of this genre, using the death of his former bandmate to his advantage and claiming that Dead took his own life because black metal had become too trendy and commercial. Now, it should be noted that Dead was definitely critical of certain artists, and he believed that bandwagoners were a very real thing in the metal community. But while he opposed trends, he didn't necessarily oppose the idea of Mayhem or other
I don't know who's more troubling, Dead, Euronymous, or Varge. I feel like Euronymous trying to profit off of this is sick. That is awful.
Metal bands becoming commercially successful. In 2016, a former pen pal of Dead, who had direct correspondence with him, released a collection of letters that he had sent to him while he was alive. These letters were pretty revealing, and we learn a lot about Dead by reading them. But one thing is for sure, he was very focused on the sales and success of Mayhem. Like any passionate musician, he wanted his music to do well, and he constantly referenced his distribution plans, the sales figures that Mayhem were achieving, and other black metal bands that were doing well at the time. The reason I'm making this point is that Euronymous wanted people to believe that Dead took his own life because black metal was becoming too successful, and that simply wasn't true.
No.
It pretty much goes without saying, but Euronymous used Dead's passing to further his own agenda and emphasize his own elitism. He was able to convince people that black metal was something worth
Maybe that's why Varge killed him. Necrobutcher is also a character. Watch his interviews. I saw the guy lose it on stage at Mayhem shows. Good God. This is sad, but it's interesting.
And he now had an actual martyr to go along with his story. And it worked. With his newfound notoriety, Euronymous opened up a record store in the summer of 1991 known as Helvete, or Hell in English. He also used this store as the headquarters for his record label, Death Like Silence Productions, which was relatively inactive before Helvete opened up, but it was now ready to fully embrace and support the black metal revival. The store also served as a location where like-minded musicians could meet, which helped Euronymous revive Mayhem from the ashes by finding suitable replacements.
It just seemed like Death mostly just harmed himself, but was relatively, I guess, gentle? Harmless, I guess. Whereas the other two were God. It was a lie about the bones. It was a gimmick. He used chicken bones. Euronymous, biggest poser ever. Haunted Entities spreading some words here.
They had a full lineup again, and they were ready to resume recording.
You think so?
Snore Rush, otherwise known as Blackthorn, joined as a guitarist, and Attila Chihara became their new lead vocalist. They still needed
My birthday's on Wednesday. You better be there at the stream, bestie.
Bassist, however, and unfortunately for Euronymous and for Mayhem, the person they chose for that spot would not only play for the band, but would also help set off a chain of events that would destroy the band.
Oh God, here we go with the Varge daddy. Good Lord.
In 1991, an 18-year-old known as Varg Vikernes created the one-man group known as Burzum. A year later, in 1992, he released a self-titled project under that name, and it was clear from the get-go that Varg was an exceptionally talented, well-rounded musician who at 19 years of age was crafting some of the best atmospheric black metal of his time. At this stage, Euronymous had created what was described as a black metal inner circle, and he was the de facto leader of it. It was a small clique of musicians, and in Euronymous' case, it was a great way to source potential talent for Mayhem, and Varg, being one of the most talented young musicians in the scene, was a perfect fit for the band. He joined as a bassist in 1992. Euronymous was more powerful than ever. His band, his label, his store, and his inner circle were all working in his favor. He had essentially created a well-oiled machine that was especially designed for him, and because of this, he started to make a list of rules and regulations that you had.
So, at this time when Varg joined, who was singing in Mayhem? Was it Euronymous? Like, who took Dead's place during this?
To follow in order to be a real member of the scene. The main rule was that you had to be a Satanist. He didn't even care about what kind of metal you were making. As long as you practiced actual Satanism, he considered you a part of the black metal scene. He said, if a band cultivates and worships Satan, it's black metal. In a way, it can be ordinary heavy metal or just noise.
Really?
What's important is that it's satanic. That's what makes it black metal. Another strange rule he had was that his listeners had to be deemed worthy to listen to Mayhem's music. In multiple interviews, he talked about listeners who were unworthy and therefore should not listen to black metal.
Det jævla stor etterspørsel etter skiva da, og den har jo gått for opp til 1500 kroner på svarte markedet. Og vi mener at den gangen den skiva kom ut, så var det kanskje en 20-30 mann som fikk tak i plata, som fortjente å eie den. Og resten av de som fikk tak i den en hel haug med idioter.
This kind of elitism gave the genre
an cringe. I'm enjoying it.
Boring but exclusive energy that added to the already insane image that black metal had, but probably did more harm than good and stopped potential fans from enjoying these artists' work. However, a lot of people were willing to follow these guidelines, and it did nothing but add to the cult leader-like status that Euronymous had created. He was on top of the totem pole, and his ego was at an all-time high.
The vid cringe?
Understandably, tension started to rise, and Euronymous' image became a confusing one, with some people thinking that he was a god, while others believed that he was an egomaniac on a power trip. Many members of the black metal community started to criticize his way of thinking. One of these critics was Varg, who still worked and associated with Euronymous.
You're a sellout if you sell more than 50 copies. Oh my gosh. So this is Euronymous, right? He kind of looks like a pig. I don't know. He just looks like a tool. You know?
Stop a power struggle from brewing. It's widely believed and reported that Varg wanted the power that Euronymous had. But with him owning the store, the band, and the label, the cards were all in his hands. Whether this power struggle theory is true or not, it was fueled by an insane chain of events that would ultimately lead to a murder.
I think Varg just had enough of Euronymous' stuff. I think he was done.
It's not surprising that black metal wasn't the most commercially successful genre of music in the early 90s. The exclusive nature and the abrasive sound made it a difficult genre to be a part of, and in the eyes of some of the musicians, the only way to really promote it was to embrace this stereotype further and generate enough controversy so that journalists would write about black metal. According to a blog that Varg wrote in 2004 while he was in prison, he hatched a plan with Euronymous to promote the Helvete store and attract more fans to the genre. Under his pseudonym, Varg gave an interview to a Norwegian newspaper, and in it, he claimed that he was responsible for the burning of a church and that he had killed a man in the town of Lillehammer. In 1992, almost a dozen churches were burned down in Norway, and in many cases, the culprit was still a mystery. On top of this, a man actually was murdered in 1992 in Lillehammer, but this was done by another black metal musician known as Bard Faust.
That did not stop Varg
from taking credit for these crimes, at least anonymously. This interview served as a confession that members of the black metal community were responsible for these church burnings, and the intention was to make the interview as provocative as possible so that it would promote black metal to the masses. Well, it essentially worked. A media spotlight was now on the genre, but there was also a target on their heads. Varg was quickly arrested under suspicion of committing these crimes, along with other members of the black metal community, and allegedly, Euronymous' parents told him to shut down the shop as to avoid any unnecessary attention, meaning their misguided attempt at some free promotion was essentially an utter failure. Varg was eventually...
Such a nice and normal genre with normal people.
Actually released in March of 1993, and at this stage, he was essentially done with Euronymous. They had already had a dispute about money a year prior, and this was the tip of the iceberg. He explains his growing dislike for Euronymous in the same blog post that he wrote about the interview. Euronymous had made a complete fool of himself by closing down the shop, and most of us agreed that he was a damn wimp and an idiot. I was angry at him for not taking advantage of the situation, which was why I had done that silly interview in the first place, and I didn't want anything more to do with him. As far as I was concerned, he didn't exist anymore.
Damn.
For some months, this dislike for Euronymous spread in the metal scene, as more and more people understood what a moron he was, and he blamed me for all of this, and started to hate me. He believed it was my fault that people lost their respect for him. In a sense, he was right, as I certainly didn't keep my opinions a secret.
Damn.
But I think he brought that upon himself. He was simply disclosed by the way he reacted to the heat. He had made a fool of himself. Further, when the media wrote all that crap about me, it made him feel less important. Suddenly, he was no longer the main character in the hardcore metal scene. As he saw it, that too was my fault. According to Varg, Euronymous was so angry that he hatched a plan to kill him, and when Varg caught wind of this, he wanted to confront Euronymous and put this behind him. They had a contract that Varg needed to sign, and Euronymous invited him to meet him in person. Instead of setting a time and a place, Varg just drove to Oslo unannounced with Snort, the guitarist from Mayhem at the time.
Snort?
When they arrived at the apartment, an insane series of events unfolded, and there are multiple different accounts of what happened, so for the sake of being fair and thorough, we'll run through the different possible scenarios.
Sounds like Euronymous, deserved it. I ain't gonna lie. Sound like he had it coming for a long time.
First, there is Varg's retelling of the night, which he wrote about in this blog post, but he also did an interview where he essentially recounts a similar scenario.
The only reason he had to contact me was a contract.
Is that a turtleneck? Or is that his neck? That looks, oh my god, he looks like that cockroach dude from Men in Black, that first alien that takes the skin off that dude.
And
he can barely fit in it.
So he sent me the contracts and wanted me to sign them.
That's a turtleneck, y'all, don't worry.
Okay? It's no reason to wait. Let's just go to Oslo and get done with it. So I drove to Oslo. But of course it takes some time to get to Oslo. You know, it's 500 kilometers of bad roads and mountains.
Eating too much cake. Oh, God.
It took some time to reach. I think we were there in 3 o'clock or maybe 4 o'clock. So he was sleeping. I told him, well, I don't care if he's sleeping, just open the door. And he opened the door, which is rather strange, really. You know, he just opened the door. And even though he had plans to kill me.
Damn.
And when he had this beeper, you know, and when I got up in the apartment, he panicked. Because, you know, he probably, you know, he had plans to kill me.
It was all just talk, though. I bet you it was all just talk. I feel like I know Euronymous, his behavior now, because I've met people like him before. And I bet he just, was like, oh, I'm going to kill this dude. But Varg was testing him. He was like, yo, bro, we'll see.
Was aggressive, you know, so he panicked. He attacked me, he kicked me in the chest, I just threw him to the ground. A bit stunned, really, because, you know, he attacked me, you know. I didn't expect it at the time. And I was stunned for a while. He was just sitting on the floor, and suddenly he got up, trying to get to his knife in the kitchen. And I thought, well, if he's going to have a knife, I'm going to have a knife. So I had a pocket knife, this small pocket knife. I got it up and prevented him from getting into the kitchen, you know, so he didn't manage to get his knife. And then he started off started to run off towards his bedroom, where we kept the shotgun that Dad shot himself with, as well as electroshock pistol. It's turned out later on that he didn't have any of these things in the bedroom, but I believed it at the time. And that is the reason I followed him. And instead of going into the bedroom, he just left the building, really. He just started to run down the stairs. And I followed him and managed to stop him. And of course, I had a friend with me, actually the guitarist of Mayhem. And of course, he was rather shocked. And I waited, because I didn't know how he was going to react. You know, he was the guitarist in Mayhem. So for all I knew, he could attack me as well. Maybe they planned it.
Do you think it was, like, justified what Varge did or not? It's just a genuine question. Because, like, what if, like, Euronymous did have plans to do it? You know? But I don't think that, I think it was all just talk until he had to prove it, and then Euronymous was scared. Was really scared. But Varge was probably like, yo, bro, I'm going to protect myself. Like, maybe Varge really was trying to do that. I agree, Justin. I'm just trying to think of, like...
Get a bit paranoid in situations like that. So I just waited for what's going to happen. I just waited. Also was on the floor. He broke a lamp on the wall, so he was swimming in glass fragments with only his underwear, so he was rather bloody. And this other guy just ran past me. And of course, I understood that he's not a part of it. So I asked him, are you okay? And he just ran off. And then I remember that he had my car keys. And I had blood all over myself, and Åsets got up and attacked me again. So I finished Åset off. God. I just, what do you say, stabbed him in the skull, so he died immediately. And I followed the other guy, but he ran to the car. So I managed to calm him down. You know, he gave me the car keys, I opened the car. You know, and we drove back.
That was Snore that was with him? Can you imagine being Snore and you see all that and you're like, Bubba, I thought we were just going to talk. Varge definitely seems like a psycho in all this. Like, he's so calm. I think they were both absolutely idiots. Didn't change much, maybe for the worse in how delusional he's gotten. What is it about? Oh, God.
So in this situation, Varg is essentially pleading a form of self-defense, but it's important to note that in the blog post, he admits that Euronymous attempted to run away multiple times and that he was angry at his cowardly behavior. I gave chase, stabbed him, and was a bit surprised when he ran out of the apartment instead. It made no sense to flee, and it made me angry to know that he had started the fight, but the moment it didn't go his way, he decided to flee instead of fighting like a man. Such is always something I have disliked strongly. He had showed his intention to kill me, and even though he was no longer a direct threat to me, there and then, I did not feel any bad for killing him. His cowardice had made me angry, and I saw no reason to let him live. Not when he had showed his intent to kill me. Had I let him live, I would only let him have another attempt at my life later on. This blog post made the self-defense...
Yeah, right? Stabbed 23 plus times or something for self-defense. Varge. Oh, Lordy.
More difficult to justify, and it's important to remember that this is coming from the man who actually committed the murder, which is obviously a very biased source. What's important about this blog post and Varg's confession in general is that he claims that he was the only person responsible for the death of Euronymous and that he had no original intention to kill him. This is a vital piece of information because the other account of this night is wildly different. Both Varg and Snore were eventually arrested for the murder of Euronymous, and the police wanted a confession from both of them. At first, Snore denied having any involvement in the crime, but eventually he changed his story and he admitted that Varg had planned to kill him all along and that he persuaded Snore into being an accomplice.
Oh my
gosh. This is the story that the jury bought, and Snore was sentenced to 8 years in prison, while Varg was sentenced to 21 years in prison, a sentence that included charges for arson, as he was also convicted of multiple church burnings that happened a year prior.
Damn.
The answer probably lies in between both of these stories, and it wouldn't be surprising if there was indiscrepancies and inconsistencies in both of these accounts.
Yolanda Saldivar? Oh my gosh, yeah, she's the one, the like best friend or assistant or something of Selena, right? That was what it was?
By the sounds of it, Snore was probably
He just
in
fell
the
on
wrong
23
place at the wrong
knives,
time.
right?
But Varg's self-defense claim is also quite flimsy
On the
when
stairs,
you zoom out.
Justin.
But the result was the same. Euronymous was dead, and the black metal community and Mayhem would never be the same again. It was a sad tale of ego, power, and what it all ultimately leads to, death.
The album that ended it all. Oh gosh.
At this stage, I'm sure you're asking yourself why we haven't talked about actual music for almost 20 minutes. And the answer to that is there was barely any Mayhem music to talk about. Throughout all of this carnage and all of this bloodshed, Mayhem hadn't released an official studio album. They had some demos, recorded rehearsals.
No. Spooner, get your butt over here. Oh, he's howling away. Spooner.
And live shows, but it wouldn't be until 1994, a year after Euronymous was buried, that Necrobutcher and Hellhammer came together to finally release their first album, De Mysteries dom Satanos, a Latin phrase that means about the mysteries of the
And
Lord
this is
Satan,
a really good record,
strangely
apparently.
fitting name given the circumstances. This may have been the best thing that Mayhem ever made, and it was one of the most culturally significant and important black metal albums of all time. It was dark, fast-paced.
Do we need some happiness? Come here, Spoon. Oh, now he's getting in his crate. Come here, Spoon. Come here. Do we need a fat boy to break the tension? Do we? Come here. No? Okay. He's deciding to be fat on the floor.
Well crafted and thought-provoking. It was the culmination of 7 years of absolute insanity, and it had a baffling lineup. Almost everybody we talked about had a part to play on this album. Hellhammer supplied the drums, Attila Chihara was the vocalist, Dead and Necrobutcher were credited writers, Varg was the bassist, and Euronymous was the guitarist. After everything that had happened, after all of the fights, the insults, the suicide...
And this album came out after Euronymous died, right? And was Varg, like, in prison at this time?
And the murder, they were all together for a final time. Mayhem are still active today, with Necrobutcher being their only original member left, but nothing would top this album. It was truly a phenomenon, and it's one that I highly recommend you listen to. A group of men in their early 20s had changed the landscape of metal forever, but lives were ruined and destroyed in the process. A sacrifice that I'm sure most of them were unhappy with, but some of them probably didn't mind.
Oh my gosh, that evil smile. So we have to listen to that album now. De Mysterious is the best. De Mysterious, that album. That's pretty much it. Jesus. What did y'all think? After all of that? Oh my gosh, now that makes like so much sense why everybody liked that album. Because I really liked the songs we listened to on Death Crush. Attila was very different but enjoyable. It's a pretty good, like, you know, little small channel vid, you know? I thought. I really liked that. So now that absolutely has to be a freaking album we cover on the channel. You saw it once before? I saw your message. Don't act like I can't see your deleted message. Euronymous died in 93. De Mysterious came out in 94. Hellhammer had to lie that Varg was not on the record to get it released. Whoa, really? What just happened to Justin? I don't know why your message was deleted, but I still have it here. Did somebody fat finger? Was it you, Spoothy? It was. No, it's fine. Because I can still see it. I think y'all can too. Put user in timeout? No. Mayhem is pretty wild. Never got into them, although my dad is a pretty big fan. It's not just me with fat thumbs. Y'all are funny. We have a repeat of King's mistake. But he like flat out put Thrash Maniac in timeout for 5 minutes. I think mods can't undelete, but sometimes YouTube itself destroys stuff. Mayhem's pretty good. You know? I mean, I liked what we heard on Death Crush. So they're pretty good. But I'm glad we got to watch that. Because I wanted to see, you know, a video on them. Apparently we all kind of suck at this job. You do not. So, yeah, I really liked that video. If this works out and like, you know, I'm fine getting a copyright claim, I guess, on it. Like, I don't really care. But we'll just kind of see. But I'm working on getting my Twitch set up so we can actually, I'm just gonna part-time stream there and just kind of not give an F about the copyright stuff on Twitch. Because it's not really affiliated with my YouTube, you know? So, Twitch Pog, I know. You can't get a timeout if you don't comment. But it'll just be nice because then we can like hang out, chat, stream, and I can actually split the audio on Twitch so we can listen to metal and stuff on there a little better than we could here. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. But a lot of really exciting stuff is happening. Acid Bath is coming out this week. Well, the album review. I'm not putting any of it on YouTube. So if you want to see it, prepare to salute to the one and only. We'll see how it goes, you know. I think it's just going to be fun to just like try it. We'll see. Because nothing else really suits my fancy. Die Art is releasing a new album. Ooh. I'll have to listen to them. But yeah, we've got, so this weekend I'm going to be going to my grandma's, visiting my grandma's. So I won't be streaming on Friday, but I will be streaming a birthday stream on Wednesday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So you can pop in, say hi. We're going to be eating some cake. I'll do a live Q&A. We'll be playing a couple games. I bought Only Up, which I think will be fun. And then we'll probably play a little Metal Hellsinger. And I'll play some of my music, like actually play it on the guitar and everything. So we got some fun stuff. Yes, come by the B-Day stream. Even if you can just stop by and say hi for like a second. Don't be shy. So it's gonna be really fun. And I'm excited. And what else do we have? We might watch some more videos. You'll probably be late. That's okay. Like I said, it's a 4-hour stream, so you don't have to stay for the whole time. If you want to, you're obviously more than welcome to. But even if you can just pop in for like a sec, say hi. The birthday girls. Finally gonna be able to do a birthday stream. Something I wanted to do last year but didn't have the tools to do it. So, and we can do more like reactions to some of my old videos that actually might be hilarious, because I've got like all of my cringe ones. Like really old ones. Oh lordy. We'll just kind of see. Birthday suit? Get out of here now. But I'll probably buy some like little hat or something. Maybe get some decorations. I'll buy a little hat for Spoon, so he can be all cute and stuff. I love that dog so much. Give him a little bone. But yes, I'm gonna leave it there. So I will see y'all on Wednesday for the birthday stream. And yeah, prepare yourselves. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be so fun. I thought it was a very fun stream. Thank you so much for being here. Peep the album songs of the week down in my description, as well as my that is gonna be fun. As well as the tour, if you want to join my Discord. If you want to, we have listening parties there very often, and Patreon. You're gonna hear me promote it a little bit more with this acid bath reaction, okay? If you are interested in seeing the acid bath reaction, it will only be on my Patreon. Otherwise, I'll have a album review video of when the kite string pops. So there you go. Bye, Haunted Entity. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, I will see you on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Okay? 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Have a lovely rest of your day, okay? Bye.